What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to be looking at a lot of the historical stuff I have, which is military and non-military. Some of it dating back around World War One, maybe pre-World War One, but I think roughly all of this is World War One to like modern day. We're going to start though with just, everything along here and work our way back there because there's really not that much back there. Like right there, I have an ammo chain, artillery casing, which, I'll go over that whenever I get there. But for now, I'm going to start with this, which, this is a World War II era. If I can get it, the camera not, look awful on it. But this, I believe, is armor piercing. I really don't know. I kind of forget. World War II, 1944, possibly armor piercing live round for 50 BMG. Maybe not BMG is what they call it back then, I don't know. But 50 cal basically would go in your M2 machine gun in aircraft and stuff like that. That's not historical, but that is a 7.62 by 39, which would have went in the AK, but that's civilian market, not military. And that there is the ammo link for the 50. That is a 308 from 1953. I think it's Lake City manufacturer. And then that's 5.56, I think, from 2013, which is a live round. I think all of these are pretty much live rounds. I think all of these are, but they're not dangerous or anything. This was something weird I had. I really cannot figure out what in the world this is. Like, it's some form of a metal, but it's like a... I'll move it right here so that's in the light better. Well, that didn't really help, I guess, but, I mean, I guess it did a little, but if I can get this to focus a bit. Come on. Hang on. I'm trying to get this to focus. Come on. Oh, my lord, it's so hard to get this camera to focus at times. I don't think it's going to focus. But it says on here, see if I can get it to focus, maybe doing this. Come on. Focus for a second. Stuttgart American High School. And, it's got this on it. It's kind of cool. It's not really military or anything. And then it came with all this little stuff. Which, like a Mets, whatever you call it, their baseball team. Next item, I'm just going to go over this. This is like my bag I put my German banknotes in. From like World War One era all the way to like 20s. I think there's one in World War II in here, which is Nazi era, which I'll do a separate video on that. Not feeling like doing a whole thing on that. I'm just glossing over each item, just doing a small thing on it. And, if anyone has any idea about these items, you can give me information. Next item is my German canteen, which, as you can see, dated 1941. Has a Bakelite cap, because I got a Bakelite cap for it whenever I bought this canteen, which, is an aluminum German canteen. Both of these are World War II, obviously, as you can tell. This is the M31, this is the M31, but they basically would just get this canteen and do this, like, coconut wood over it. I'll have to do a video on that at some point. I got that planned out. Next thing, I don't know why I shut this. I really am annoyed at myself because it's such a pain. Hang on. Let me try and open it. I'll be right back. It's kind of annoying. Alright, managed to get that open, but this is a World War I 75th anniversary medal. It's kind of cool. This is all that went with it. It was in its case, like this case and all that. That's the bottom, pretty basic. Next thing we'll go over is this medal, American medal. I don't know if it's World War II or not, but it's still interesting. Not too bad. It's pretty new looking, but I don't know. I just bought it because it was cheap and it was kind of cool. Then there's this one, which is another one. I bought them both in a set off of someone at a flea market. Next thing is this German Bakelite, like, low Santin box. This one is dated 1938, which I wish it would focus for the life of me. But for some reason, it just does not want to focus. But, if I flip it around, right there it says 1938. Right there it says LGG is what that says. It says it on the bottom too. And, you know, it's still got powder, like, in it. Because originally there was tablets in this. But after, like, 80-something years, this, you know, all the tablets turned to powder, basically. I think we're going to move on to this here, like my coins and stuff. So, this is my US coins. I'm not really going to go over these like crazy because, you know, that's another video. But, like, you can see I got, like, I think that's an Indian head is what that's called. And then I got some wheat pennies in there from 1944. I think one of them's from 1958. Don't know. Kind of forget. Then I got this 1943 steel wheat penny, which I wish I can get this camera to focus, but for some reason it just will not focus. My phone just does not want to focus, and it's like being bad quality for some reason. But yeah, it's not the greatest condition. I'd probably still keep it anyways, just because it's cool. Because I have this, another one of those. This one's in really good condition. Like, you can probably read this one without it really having to focus. But, you know, you can see it's in good condition, really good condition. I'm looking to sell that one at some point. I want to figure out the worth on it. Next thing to go over is this World War II ration tokens. I have two of them. One is the red one is the blue one. These were only made in 1944. And this was, you know, in place of the ration books and stuff. I don't know if they might have made the ration books still in 1944, but it was experimental, basically. I forget what they're made out of, though. I have to look it up. Like I said, I'll probably do a video on some of this stuff. Like, if I get more ration stuff, I'll probably do a video on that, or I'll just do a small little video on it. I'm not sure. Next thing is this German General Assault Badge, which I don't know how YouTube feels about showing the swastika on this. I don't know how they feel. So, you know, if you want to take a picture, you know, or whatever, there you go. If you want to take a picture of that, you know. But this is the original one, I believe. This is, like, one of the original ones they would have had, I'm guessing, just because it has no maker mark. Back isn't hollow. I tried cleaning up it a bit, as you can see. There's that silver color, but it's a lot of, like, zinc. Because I think this is zinc-coated with, like... No. It was made of zinc, I think, with, like, a silver coating is what it was. But, yeah, And then I got a Russian coin here, which is Soviet era, which kind of being in the bag makes it hard to focus as well, I guess. But I don't want to take a lot of these coins out. This one is dated 1939, which will not focus, which is really annoying. I don't know why it won't focus, but... You can see on the bottom, you can see it a little bit there, 1939. Next thing is this Russian belt buckle. Guy I bought it off of, this is Soviet era, but guy I bought it off of said it dates back to the Berlin Wall falling in 1989. I'm not sure how true that is. I don't know if there's really a way to date something like this. I don't really know, but it's still kind of cool nonetheless. And then these are all my German coins, which are, I think one of them's World War I era, and then most of them are realistically like 1940 to 44. But I do have, like, there's some of them that are like Cold War era in there, but like there's one of them I wish I had a way to get it out easier, but I don't. But there's one of them in there from like 1938 or 37. Next thing to go over is this little, I forget what you call this. It's piece of an American uniform, though. It's like one of their little button things. I forget where they'd have this. I think this is a collar. This goes on their collar. Because I believe that back part, you know. I don't know. I'm blanking on that. I wish I wasn't blanking on that, but I am blanking hard on that. These are my Vietnam War medals. Well, I'm guessing they're Vietnam based on the research I've done. That's just what I'm thinking. You can let me know. They're like gold-plated, I guess, or something. I don't know. And if you'd like to see roughly what this says, if you look the middle left, as you can see, middle left right there, is a Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. The middle right is a National Defense Service Medal, as you can see. The right one is a Good Conduct Medal, and the left one is a Humanitarian Service Medal, which some of these I've never heard of, you know, but I still think it's cool. I wonder, though, if these are basically the same medal. I'm guessing they are. They look like it. It's just, for some reason, you know, they're gold-plated. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was. If it's even gold-plated, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm going to sit down for a moment because my back is hurting while I go over these front canteens. But we're going to start going over this stuff here, like these canteens and stuff. This is off that ammo chain over there. This is Lake City 1942. I took this one off with an ammo link, which was in there. I just wanted to clean this one up, have one that's got the nice brass on it. These two are 5.56. I think this one is a 89. And then this one's like a 98 or a 93. So we're going to move on to the canteens and this mess kit. I'm going to start off with this mess kit and work my way down there. So, this is a mess kit from 1967 Regal. As you can see, you know, my first mess kit. I have one more on the way, which is World War II era, along with another canteen, which is World War I era. I'm going to do a separate video on that. I might do like a hauls video for that. I'm not sure. And a lot of these canteens you have seen videos on from me, at least one, as far as I know of so far. I think it's one. I think I've basically included every single one besides like one maybe, I believe. But this is my World War I canteen dated AGM Co. 1918, as you can see. You know, pretty basic. I'm not going to open it because I'm one-handed right now, and I am not great at doing something like that with one hand. Some people are. I'm not. I'm awful at it. This is my World War II canteen, which if I can get to focus, is dated 1945. Hang on. I can probably get this to focus if I switch my hand around a little bit. That might be as close as I get it. I don't know. It's not one to focus, but it is 1945. It's US SM Co. 1945. And it comes with this, excuse me, US Foley Manufacturing Company, 1945. Come on. That didn't really help it. It's a canteen cup. I was trying to see if I can get to focus. I cannot. This is my spun canteen, like I said in the previous video where I was doing these canteens. This is the second contract from 1916. Still a spun canteen, though. And I have my cover for this World War II canteen and cup right here. I just don't want to put it in there because the cups are a pain to get out of these belt covers from like pre-World War I all the way to when they moved to these nylon covers. When they moved to these nylon covers, it was a blessing to be able to get these things out, in my opinion, because I have had No trouble getting these butterfly handle ones out of that. I don't know if it's because they're smaller or what, but either way, they're really easy to get out. This is my Miro 1953 canteen, Korean War era. This is my 1962 Vietnam War era, basically Vietnam War era canteen, aluminum, you know, with the seam on the side, just like my Miro. And it came with this 1965 cup. As you can see, Rogers, Akron, Ohio, 1965. With the canteen cover, which I believe right there says September 1958. This is my tan canteen, which is dated 1980. And then here I move on to my modern 2002. Wait, is this upside down? Oh yeah, it's upside down, my bad. I am not. US 2002, which is cool because they have this little recycling thing on there, because I guess whenever these things got damaged, you could recycle them. Come on. Sorry for the racket. I am trying to do that with the canteen cup. RJS, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that's the company. That's as far as I know of. I don't know when they made them. And this is an original nylon cover. Cool thing about that is, you know, US stamp there. You got the snaps like you had on the original canteen covers, which were not nylon, but canvas at the time. With the little, let me get a different grab on this. This here, this little pouch is where they put tablets and stuff for purifying the water. So water purification tablets. You got this on the back, which I don't know if that's a 00 or an 88. I'm assuming 88. It's hard to say for me. I'm not the world's greatest with eyesight. I wear glasses, but we're going to move on to this stuff here. Like my 2 shovels there, all that, you know, that stuff. But I'm going to start right here and then work all the way over there to the corner of my bed. So this is my Time Life magazine for 9/11, as you can see, September 11th, 2001, which they were very flimsy, but not too bad. I can open it up a little bit. You know, like you got this, you know. Go here, you got this World War I, like, era, just little picture book type of thing. It's, I guess soldiers might have bought it or they took it home somehow. I'm not really sure. I wish I knew more about this, but it's still really cool. Like, you have a picture of the Palace of Versailles, which, you know, is still really cool to me. I like that. This was my, one of my great-grandfathers. I don't know what great he was, like, number-wise. He was on my mom's side of the family. Still interesting, though. This is another thing, like I said, belonged to him as well. He was in the 106th Regiment Engineers of Dixie Division. The builders, I believe that's his, yeah, builders of Camp Pont, honestly, I don't know how you pronounce that. I am really bad at reading that. I'm not sure what that was, actually. I kind of forgot, but I've looked it up before. And then this, I guess you could still say, is historical. It's a Winston Churchill book, I think from 1953, which I am going to be really careful with because I don't want to rip it up. Because this is a very, very gentle book. You have his picture on the back, you know. I'll open up to the first page real quick. And all that. Like, you got this here, you know. But usually you'd have the copyright. Where's the copyright? Where is it? I'm trying to find it. I might have skipped over it. Here, 1951. I guess it wasn't where I thought it was. Usually in books, there's a certain spot it is, but yeah. And this is all 1953 308 ammunition, corroded and all that. I just own it because, you know, it was free, so it was something cool. I would personally never shoot this. Don't ever shoot ammo corroded like this. This is just something I had as a little project along the side to clean up a bit. Because, you know, I think these date back to the early days of the M14, just after the Korean War. And if not, then maybe it was because of a M1 Garand converted to 308. That's my thought process on that. But next thing to go over is this first aid kit. There's a bunch of stuff in there, but it's not period like related, because when I bought this originally it was empty. It's just my dad put a bunch of stuff in there that, you know, because I wanted to fill it up. I don't know when this dates to. I'm thinking Vietnam or after. But it's, you know, you got this on the top there. It says, there's the rest of the text. There's some stuff here on the bottom, which, if I can get this to focus, as you can see, it's probably extremely hard to read that. I'm going to try to just kind of do this with the camera, make it a little easier because, you know, it doesn't want to focus. I'm sorry about that. Next thing to go over is this ammo can, which is like a Spam ammo can. It's kind of weird, kind of cool to me. It's, I want to say it's Greek. You know, this is, you do this to pull it and, you know, cover that back up. It does not work, sadly. I wish it did, but it does not. You know, it's got this on it. I don't know when this dates to. I'm guessing 1969 based on that, but I could easily be wrong because I am not an expert in Cold War stuff, especially that. Next thing is the shovels, that, and the ammo chain. Because I believe that would mean I have done basically everything here after that. So I've already went over these last video. 1945 aim shovel. Another 1945 aim shovel with the cover, which I'm going to get a better picture of right now because I could not get one last video, I believe. But it says Atlas awning 1945. Maybe while I'm at this, I can also get a decent thing of the aims on it. Maybe. Oh, definitely not. Never mind. But right there, it would say aims. It just does not want to focus, sadly. I wish, but clearly not my luck right now. Okay, and I'm just putting this thing back in awfully. You know what? I'm just going to do that later. I'll deal with that later. It's fine. This is my Vietnam War shovel. Did a video on this. Trifold shovels in there from 1975. And this cover is from 1986. Which probably won't focus. I'm filming off my iPhone. It's a iPhone 12 Pro. And yet, the quality still kind of sucks for this. I might be doing my settings wrong. I don't know. I might just be trash talking this for no reason. But this is a 105 millimeter howitzer shell casing, like artillery. Unless this went to a tank. I don't know. But I just figured that based on the way it looked and all that. Especially when you look on the bottom at the rings and all that. You know, that was just something I noticed at least. But I don't know. I could easily be wrong. I'm awful with, like, some of this military stuff. Like, knowing stuff and all that. Some of it I know a lot about. Some of them I don't. And then, you know, ammo chain there. All of them dated 1942. Multiple different ones. I forget what they all are. They are variated. I think there's some in there that's St. Louis, which is SL. Some that are Lake City. One of them was M, which was Milwaukee. That was the only ones I remember, but I definitely am missing one. And, oh yeah, RA. That was Remington Arms. That was the one I'm missing. That one's also on there. And yeah, that's basically all that I have right here. And yeah, that's the video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a 25-minute video. I am out of breath. But yeah, if you all enjoyed the video and want to see specific videos on these items or have information, let me know down below, and I will see you all in the next video.